come today to help us celebrate this great announcement. It's my honor to stand here before you today and share in these announcements with the governor and his staff, as well as the commissioners and the Department of Rehab and Corrections. It's a very exciting day anytime we get to welcome the governor to Gallia County. For me personally, I was more excited when I found out Fran was coming this morning. If I'd known she would have been coming, I would have put in an order for some rhubarb cobbler, which I had a while back and is just amazing. But personally, there's several people that I would like to thank that have helped us get to these milestones today. I want to thank several people that have been instrumental in putting into work to get us where we are at today. First and foremost, I want to thank my staff and my team at the Gallia County Sheriff's Office, specifically our corrections team and our road patrol division, who continue to serve the citizens of Gallia County valiantly every day and help me in the protection of our people to keep our friends and neighbors safe here in Gallia County. Many thanks go out today to the Commissioner's Office and to the staff and the team there at the Commissioner's Office who have worked so hard alongside of my team to bring this much-needed project to fruition. To our friends at the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections, specifically Mr. Adams and his team. Mr. Adams and his team have become good friends and somebody that we lean on pretty much a daily basis. We lean on their guidance, their expertise, and their support, and they've been there for us every step of the way through this process to get us to where we need to be today to bring this project to Gallia County. Obviously, we're here today for a reason, which I'll let the governor illustrate and talk more about here in just a few minutes. But that reason is the receipt of quite a large sum of money coming to Gallia County to enhance our jail project and to support what we're doing here to bring a better day to Gallia County. The construction of our new jail is something that's monumental to us here in Gallia County, and it's something that's going to serve not only my staff at the Sheriff's Office, but our other law enforcement agencies in the county and the citizens of Gallia County well very far into the future. Many hours and a lot of hard work has been put into the process to obtain this money, this funding that's coming from the state. And my team and the team at the Commissioner's Office have worked very diligently to prepare the applications and to submit those applications to receive this funding. Many thanks are owed to County Administrator Melissa Clark. She's put a lot of tireless hours into the preparation to receive this funding. A lot of labor has went in on her end to prepare the application and get it ready. With the support of the team, Ms. Clark, along with the commissioners, were instrumental in securing this funding and bringing these tax dollars back to Gallia County so that it's a benefit to us and all of the citizens. I'm not going to stand here and beat you with words. It's a great day for Gallia County. We're very thankful to be able to receive this money to enhance our project. And without further ado, I would like to introduce State Representative Jason Stevens, who had a huge hand in helping us get this money and has been a very, very good friend to Gallia County for a very long time. Mr. Stevens?
Hey, Bob, come on up.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you for this day. It is a great day here in Southern Ohio and Gallia County. And as a former county official, I can tell you county jails are a huge, huge part of a county budget. They're also part of keeping people safe. And I just want to commend the folks here in Gallia County for working so tirelessly. One of the first things that Commissioner Montgomery and I talked about was their need for a county jail. And I want to also thank the administration. They've been fantastic through this. And I want to thank the governor personally because he understands, what it means for us here in Southern Ohio to be able to help us with this amount of money. And I'll let him go into the details. But I just wanted to thank those involved, and probably the biggest advocate proponent for this project is Commissioner Montgomery. I know he's been working on it for a long, long time, and I want to give him the opportunity to say a few words, but I want to just let everybody know how big of a deal this really is and how much of an impact it can have in our community to keep our citizens safe and also keep our funding and the county finances in line. So with that, Commissioner Montgomery.
I got some designer glasses here that I left mine somewhere this morning, and the clerk, or assistant clerk, she keeps an extra pair in her desk. So, but they fit, or I can see through them.
Hey, they look pretty good. Yeah. Sure. Look pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very proud to be here this morning, and thank everyone for coming, especially our distinguished guest, Mr. Adams. This gentleman I've talked with a few times on the phone, really never met you, so it's nice to meet you, John Adams. We certainly appreciate your administration of work there. I'd like to move back in the time frame of this jail project. It was a very difficult time back in 2016 and along in that era. And we had a severe problem. We had budget issues. We had an overcrowding of the jail, and that threw a tremendous strain on our budget. And so I'd just like to go through a timeline, if you bear with me. But first off, I'd like to recognize two previous commissioners, Dr. David K. Smith and Coach Brent A. Saunders. They worked on this project back in the 2015, 16 through those era. And my two new commissioners with me this year is Jay Stapleton and Eugene Green. I think Gene's over here and Jay is over here. So it's with the help of those four individuals that we have gotten to the point where we're at with the jail. Back about 2016, the situation was dire, mainly due to the opioid crisis causing our jail population to explode over the next few years, and keeping in mind our current jail opened in 1964 and is recommended for 22 inmates. In 2016, the number of prisoners entering the court system was around 1,700. And increased to about 2,600 by 2019. The number of out-of-county housing increased from 83 in 2016 to an estimated 400 in 2019. The number of court cases escalated during the same time frame. The courts and the prosecutor's budget, along with the county coroners, all had major increases. Now, on the budget situation, you can see the strain was being put forth on the budget. We had some other issues on the backside of that. First, this was one that legislation was passed allowing villages to charge citations under the state code. And in doing so, the villages or city no longer was responsible for housing the prisoner. So they immediately became our responsibility. At the time, Eugene Green, city manager, and it saved the city about $250,000 to $300,000 a year. And now, Eugene, you're over on the other side here, and you're seeing what that's happening. But that's just one little loss of revenue during that time. And during this same time frame, the county lost about $600,000 annually to the Medicaid sales tax issue. And we also lost about $150,000 in our utilities taxation. We just had thing after thing reducing our income. And we're a small county of with about a $10 million budget. And so you lose $600,000 here, and you lose $250, $300 here, and you lose $150 here. This all adds up. And then with the increase of all of our population. So we were in a very sad situation at that time. And I tell you these things just to emphasize how important it was, to get these state funds to help with the construction of our new facility. It's a challenge. It was going to be a challenge, but it has lessened the burden. And we're going to build a state-of-the-art jail here, and we have several people to thank, the state legislature, but more importantly, the state governor, Mike DeWine. We thank each of you for your help and hope you're back for ribbon cutting. So with that, I'd like to take this moment to introduce a friend of Gallia County. He's been here often, and he'll certainly be back for a few more announcements. Governor Mike DeWine.
Bob, why don't you come on up? Go ahead.
So we'll tease Governor DeWine just a minute longer. It's great to be with you. When I first, I've had the pleasure of representing Gallia County for 10 years now, and the commissioners at the time, the law enforcement officials at that time, and continuing have been very consistent. The judges have been very consistent that they want a jail, they need a jail, and they need some help funding it. And working with then Representative Ryan Smith, we started down that road, and my partner, Jason Stevens, was able to work with me, and we were able to get capital dollars for this project, and it's very exciting. As a former county commissioner, I know one of the great advantages, and I had a jail very similar in Fayette County. We were rated at 24 beds, and most times had a population of 60 to 80 people in it. So I very much know those challenges that everybody here has worked through very effectively, and excited for what's next. And I know they'll use those dollars. Governor, what I tell people all the time is that any dollars you spend down here in Southern Ohio, it's going to be well spent, and your dollars go a lot further. So it doesn't take as much to make a bigger impact in rural Ohio. It'll be well spent. I'm proud of the folks. I'm excited to see what happens. Because with the new jail, not only do you get more cells to put people that do bad things away and protect the public, but you also, with the new jail, have the ability to do rehab and better help people get back on their lives and to be productive members of society. And that's what's going to be truly exciting. Proud to be here today and look forward to ribbon cutting. And now the main event. It's my pleasure to welcome Governor Mike DeWine.
Well, Fran, I always look forward to being in Gallia County. So it's always fun to be back, and we appreciate what everybody does. Appreciate the local leadership, commissioners and the sheriff and everyone. We also want to thank the judge for the courtroom. So, Judge was telling me there's some spot here where you get a little strange noise. Is that right? No? Anyway. Well, when we talk about jails, it's not, it's one of the necessities of government. It's one of the necessities of life. And it's not something that we get excited about spending money on, but it's something that if the criminal justice system is going to work, all parts of the system have to work. And when you have limited capacity in jails in a county, what that simply means is it messes up the normal rhythm of the criminal justice system. Decisions have to be made that would not normally be made but for the fact that you have a jail problem. So these things are very, very important. So to everyone in Gallia County, thank you for your leadership and for taking this on and for being willing to build this new jail. Again, it's something that's necessary, but not something that we get really excited about, but something that we have to do. Let me talk for a moment about how this came about, and I first want to thank the state legislature for their help in money in the capital bill. Representative Stevens, Senator Peterson, both are strong advocates for Gallia County and for the rest of their district, and they frankly both do a phenomenal job representing you in Columbus. One of the things that the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections does is inspect county jails. That's part of what the law says. And by doing that, they get an insight into what's going on in the county jails. And really, this money initially started, the idea for this money started when the director and I were talking about our jails and talking about some of the counties that frankly were small counties, really didn't have the resources to build a new jail or to rehab the jail that they had, but really had a very significant need. And so we went to the legislature with the idea of, in the capital bill, let's set aside $50 million. And let's use that for the most needy counties in the sense of ability to deal with the problem, but also the severity of the problem. And so we with the legislature, passed it, set aside the $50 million. And then it goes back then to the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections under the provisions of that law to determine where that money was going to be spent. So let me just give you a little idea to put this in perspective. $50 million was available. 51 counties applied. 51 counties applied. They asked for a total of $368 million. So obviously there's a very, very significant need. It really came down to a handful of counties that we were able to fund. Gallia County, as you know, is getting $5.5 million. That is out of, I think, Commissioner, the last I knew, your total cost was about what, 21, something like that?
About 20 million.
About 20 million.
Yes.
So again, we're here to celebrate the 5.5 million that's coming from the state, but I want to pay tribute to the people of the county for basically putting up 3/4 of the money. So thank you all for doing that. We want to help. We know that money is fungible, and that if we put this money in here, then the county will be able at some point to maybe spend money in other places where people can see the direct impact. And so that's why we are here today to celebrate this. To put this maybe in a little further perspective, other jails receiving funding include the county jails in Coshocton County, Harrison County, and Lawrence County. Funding will help all three of those counties build brand new facilities. Scioto County Jail will be able to expand to create a new minimum security jail for women under this money. And the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail, which is in Nelsonville, which is where we're headed later today, will also receive funding to be able to expand. We hope, been talking with members of the legislature, Representative Stevens has a bill in. We hope to be able to continue this program in future capital bills. Not yet determined what amount of money it will be, but as you can see, there's still a lot of need out there. So we're happy to be where we are today. I want to ask my wife Fran to come up. Harold talked about Fran a little bit, but I want ask Fran to come up because on the way down we were talking about the Imagination Library and how good a job Gallia County has done in getting the Imagination Library out to more and more children. Fran?
So when I travel with Mike, see, he has to let me say a word or two, so I'm happy to be here to say a word or two. It really is exciting to be in this county, though, and see the great job you've done in signing kids up for the Imagination Library. We are at about 42% of the eligible kids signed up statewide. But here in Gallia County, and you just started in February of 2020, you're at 59%. So you're to be congratulated, and I think that's really great. And the Easter Seals is the affiliate here. They've done an incredible job. And Amy DeSantis has just been taking this on as her baby, and she's done an incredible job. So we want to thank her too. Just a couple of things about the Imagination Library. You know, we partner with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and these books come to children from the time they're born until they're 5 years old. They get a book in the mail every single month addressed to the child. So they're great books, and we think it makes such a difference. One of the statistics that I like to tell about, and I think it's appropriate today, is Cincinnati Children's Hospital did a study, and they gave the kids the books. They measured them, then gave them the books for 3 years, and then measured them again. And these kids came up 15 points on the kindergarten readiness scale. So they were right even with everybody else. So if we can imagine that our kids are starting even, ready for kindergarten, they're not going to have the failures that they sometimes have. And, you know, I think it's going to make better citizens, and maybe we won't need these jails as much if we get everybody ready. So anyway, it's just a way of building up for the kids. And so I just want to thank you so much for what you're doing here in this county. I know no other county has come up this quickly as you have, and I think there might be a couple that have been established for many, many years that are a little bit over the percent, but, you know, you guys have done an incredible job of just coming right up. And I know, you know, if you haven't signed kids up, if you know of other preschool kids from the time they're born till they're turned 5, sign them up, ohioimaginationlibrary.org. It's absolutely free to the families, and it's a great program. Thank you.
We're happy to answer questions from the media. Before we do that, I just want to say that to the sheriff, thank you for doing this. Between the sheriff and the commissioners, this is not an easy job, Sheriff, to put a new jail up. And you're not done yet, but we look forward to going out and taking a little tour of the construction site. We saw it coming in, and things look like they're rolling. But to continue to be sheriff and still be putting up a new jail, that's not easy. You're doing really 2 jobs at the same time. So, Sheriff, thanks, congratulations, and we wish you well. So we're happy to answer any questions from anybody in the media. Easy day, okay? Very good. Anybody? Okay. Director, you want to say anything? Come on, Director, tell them some of the stuff we did there.
Interestingly enough, I come to these things and I don't expect to speak, and then all of a sudden, but I would like to say that the people here are dedicated, and they just don't have a building that's good to work in. You have an excellent staff. You have people that care, that are trying to help people change their lives and mend their lives in a space that's not made for it. And not only that, but they're on the road all the time going to other counties, which means you're not as safe as you could be, because those people are no longer able to provide safety. They're basically bus drivers. And think about all the trips they're making to other counties. Now those people are going to be here. Those deputies will provide safety here. So it's not only helping the people that are incarcerated, but it's also making a safer environment for everybody that lives in this area. One of the things I like about this new jail is that it has plenty of treatment space. We know that if we can get people mental health treatment and substance use disorder treatment, then they don't have to come to DRC. And that is, after all, what we want to have happen here. We want to be able to spend more money on education than we do on prisons. And if that's what we want, we have to put investments in the counties where they belong so that people can be diverted, that are able to be diverted by treatment. So it's been a great project. Of course, I'm not very popular right now. 51 applied, 6 got money. So I'm just going to come back to Gallia, right? This is where I can go out to dinner safely. But realistically, we put a plan together with the Buckeye State Sheriff's Association, Mr. Cornwell, Mr. Lights from the commissioners. We wanted to make sure we had a process that everyone would think was fair. So we scored things like programming space and, willingness to help other counties. And this is a county that's been getting help and is more than willing to help the counties around them now. So I know some people are like, oh golly, they're building quite a big jail, but they're building it so that they can turn around and give the help that's been given to them. So this is going to be good for the whole contiguous set of counties here. So very exciting. And, again, I just like to stress, no matter what the physical plan is like, the people that work in it have done great work with the physical plant they have.